FuturestraderElite here with your pre-market prep on 112. Let's go on and jump into this 1 hour time frame chart. I don't know why they cannot see my screen. Let's back that up. There it is. We got the 1 hour chart on there. Now let's take a look at some things on the higher time frame. So we've been putting in higher lows right here, as you can see. Higher low, higher low, higher low. But on this, to the top side, we put in a lower high. Now, the question is there a trap being set right here? Because if we look back, we've talked a lot about this area right here, which is just over 26,000. We have our box over here. They kept getting rejected out of this area. At the same time, it was putting in higher lows, higher low, put in a lower one, lower, 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 then higher, but kept getting rejected out of there. So now they're over here. We've already been rejected. This is almost a double top right here. It don't quite get to the same spot, but it is not that far off. And then even though we got that double top, we're getting all these higher lows right here. So what we got to wonder is, are we going to be in a continuation on a bearish downtrend, or are they really going to snap this back to the upside? Right now we're sitting at around 717 and the golden pivot's around 844. What we should expect is for that to act like a magnet today and maybe think that we may get back to the golden pivot. And then until something like that happens and maybe they consolidate there and pierce through it to the upside, we need to be thinking bearish overall. At least I will be. And of course, here on the 1 hour, we're sitting on top of the S1 pivot right now. And then we got our 1 hour trend line just below it. And then we got this 4 hour trend line here. And that's your red 1 hour trend line right there. Of course, if we was to get through that golden pivot to the upside, there's a precision entry zone right here. 883 to 893. I would think that if we get through here, and this previous all-time high, this yellow line is 853, I would think we'd get us some rejection here, and then of course we got us a precision entry zone up here. It's 968 to 978 to the top side. Two key zones I would be looking at to the upside for short, for rejection, is these two precision entry zones. Like I said, still we need to get to the golden pivot and see how that reacts there. We could get to the golden pivot and it reject. And if it does do that, then we got to be thinking continuation to the downside and what we need to be looking at. If we did, you'd be thinking, well, maybe we're going to come back down and target that S1 pivot. But at the same time, you'd have to be thinking, if we want to protect this low right here, where we're on the trend line, we'll be looking at something like we're going to put in a precision entry zone right here at 635 to 645. That's going to be, we need to protect this low right here. Of course, this low is pretty close. It could sweep this precision entry zone, tag this low, which is around 615. But, say that they got pulled to the downside pretty hard. We need to honestly, right now, the most important low to protect is going to be this one right here. No, this one right here, where we already got our zone. We've had that in for over a week. This one right here. That precision entry zone is 535 to 540. but then its previous all-time high is at 545. So just think that the zone from 535 to 545 is going to be the line in the sand for the bulls. Like, they're going to need to protect that low, otherwise you need to expect a lot more downside if it breaks. That for the time being, that's just going to be all there is to the game plan for the most part. You know, it's hard to say what's going to happen. Gold, of course, is on the rise overnight, and then NQ went down. So we just had to wait and see. You know, now if we can get up here, say we get through the golden pivot, we bust through this, and we get to this one here, we got our trend line, and we have our precision entry zone. Move that line above that wick. So there's a lot of confluence right here to go short if this taps right here. But if there's a lot of buying power, a lot of strength behind it, and it's volatile today, if we break this area, say from 975 to, if we can get through 975 to 6,000, they may push hard and get right up here where we need to be, which is this box. 90 to, I think, 120, something like that. We need to get above that box to change the course of action here on the higher time frame. But they could come up here and make a triple top. If they make a triple top and reject, then it could get ugly back to the downside right here. That's all I'm going to have for NQ pre-market prep this morning. I'll update with some precision entry zones in the live updates channel on Discord before the market opens. And I'll see you guys in the trade recaps and in Discord. Have a great trading day.